Okay. Sorry, there is a lot of disturbance. Planning at supervisory level. Now, basically, what is planning at supervisory level that we are going to discuss? A supervisor is a person who is in charge of and coordinate the activities of a group of workers engaged in the related activity within the unit of organization. So, just as we have discussed, the supervisor is not supposed to do any physical work. He need to just coordinate the work done by the worker. Okay, what are the activities? He should be coordinate all activities and engage the workers to perform those activities so that the final target or the goal should be achieved. He is a frontline manager. Basically, a supervisor is a frontline manager. He is responsible for getting the work done from the worker with respect of plans. Okay, so a supervisor is responsible for the work done. Okay, so whether the workers will do their work within time or with the accuracy or not, it is the responsibility of the supervisor. Okay, so supervisor is responsible for getting the work done from the worker with respect to the plans and policies set by the management. A supervisor plan. Now, what are the functions performed by the supervisor? So, supervisor will do the planning. It will direct the workers, motivate them, and monitor the worker performance. Okay, at operational level of the organization. So these are the various functions which are performed by the supervisor. The basic function of the supervisor is what? He has to do the planning. That planning may be day-to-day planning, or it may be weekly planning, it may be monthly planning. Okay, so first and the most important work which is done by the supervisor is the planning. Then once the planning is done, then he should allocate the resources and direct the employees or the worker to perform their work. Basically, what happens when the workers are going to perform their works, they need some motivations. So supervisor need to motivate them. Okay, so there are different types of motivations that we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay, some motivations we already discussed, that sometimes the motivate just by praising the employee or just by putting their name on the wall that they have done the good works. Okay, or just by giving them monetary benefits, sometimes giving them holidays. Okay, so that will motivate the employees. So different types of motivations are there for different workers. A single motivation cannot work for everyone. Okay, just like when you go to the doctor does not give you the same medicine for all the diseases. He will first diagnose you and then he will give you the proper medicine. In the same manner, the different person require the different motivations. Some will get motivated by the monetary benefits, some will get motivated by their recognition. Okay, so whatever the motivation suitable for the employee, you need to find out that and you need to give that motivate, so the employee is going to be motivated for that. And once they are going to perform their work, you need to monitor the work performed by the worker at operational level of the organization. So these are the four major functions which are performed by the supervisor. He has to do the planning, allocation of the resources, then direct the employees that they have to do this work. Then in between he need to motivate them, and then he need to monitor them. And if something is not going on properly, he need to control that. Place of supervisor in organizational structure is given in the figure. So the first one is director, senior manager, middle level management, supervisor, and the worker. Okay, so workers are the foundation. Then those workers are doing their duty. Then there is a supervisor, then middle management, senior management, and at the top there is a director. The job of the supervisor is mainly focused on the supervision, which involves activities like, now what are the activities of supervisor? Instructing, then monitoring, guiding, and observing. Okay, so these are the basic activities performed by the supervisor. Okay, so the job of the supervisor mainly focus on, the main focus of the supervisor is on the monitoring instruction. He need to give the instruction to the worker that they have to do in this manner, they have to do this like this okay, then they have to, supervisor is supposed to monitor the work done by the workers. If they are making some mistakes or if they are not going to properly use the techniques or some tools, then he need to guide them. You have to just use these tools or techniques in this manner. Okay, so guiding is also there, and at last observing the worker and ensure the whether they are performing their duties with respect to work assigned. Okay, and at last he need to ensure whether the workers are going to perform their duty With respect to the work assigned to them, whatever the work assigned to them, they need to just perform the duties related to that only. So he plays a very important role in the organizational functioning. Supervisor connect the worker to the management. So a supervisor is a link between the worker and management. Okay, supervisor connects the worker to the management. So it is a link between worker and management, as well as from management and worker. Okay, so if some commands are coming from the top management, he will just give that commands from management to the workers, and if some grievance or some complaints are there, then the worker will give the complaints to supervisor, and supervisor then reach that complaints to the management. Hence become the primary person for bidirectional flow of communication. So he is the only person who has the bidirectional flow, who has the right to have the bidirectional flow in the organization. Okay, from lower level to the top level, and top level to the bottom level. Then we are going to discuss the types of plan. Three major plans can help supervisor achieve their organizational goals. They are strategic plan, then tactical plan, and the last one is the operational plan. So these are the three plans which helps the supervisor to achieve the organization's goal. Okay, operational plans are the plans with which the supervisor is going to deal with the day-to-day activities. Operational plan lead to the achievement of the tactical plans, and tactical plans will lead to the achievements of the strategic plan. Okay, so when the organization has set up the strategic plan, then from the strategic plan your tactical plans are developed, and with reference to the tactical plan the operational plans are developed. So when the operational plans are going to be implemented, at that time definitely when they are going to effectively implement it, your tactical plans will accomplish, or you can just achieve the tactical plans. And once your tactical plan will accomplish, then your strategic plans also get accomplished. You can achieve the attainment of, or you can achieve or attain the strategic plan also. In addition to these types of plan, supervisor or manager should also develop the contingency plan. This is also important plan over there. This is used only in case of the emergency. Contingency plan, in case of the original plan fail, if my original plan does not work, then I have to just go for the contingency plan. Okay, this is contingency is your emergency plan, or it is a backup plan, and that must be there. So now what is the operational plan? So operational plan is one that supervisor uses to accomplish his or her job responsibilities. So what is the operational plan? So this is a plan with which the supervisor will accomplish his responsibilities, job responsibility. Supervisor, team leader, facilitator develop operational plan to support the tactical plans. Okay, who will develop the operational plan? Supervisor may be there, team leader may be there. Okay, if it is a manufacturing organization, then there is a supervisor. If it is a service organization, then there is a team leader. Okay, if it is again service or teaching organization, then there is a facilitator. Those will develop the operational plan to support the tactical plans. The specific result expected from any department, small work group, project team, individual are the operational goals. Okay, now what are your operational goals? When you are going to implement these plans, what is going to be happen? So specific result, we are expecting some specific result from each and every department, from each and every work group. Okay, project team, individual. Okay, and those goals are called as the operational goals. These goals and practice can be measured. Okay, now they are tangible. These goals and practice can are precise and can be measured. Okay, so as they are measured, they are quantified, so these are the tangible things. For example, processing 200 sales application each day, or publish 10 books in a month. These are my targets, these are my goals. Okay, so these can be measured. So operational plan can be single use plan or ongoing plan. There are two types of operational plan: single use plan, or it may be a continuous or ongoing plan. First, we will discuss what is meant by single use plan. Single use plan apply to the activities that do not repeat. Okay, if some activity is going to happen only once, then the plan can be used for accomplishing that activity is called as the single use plan. एखादी गोष्ट फक्त एकाच वेळेस होत असेल आणि ती परत रिपीट होत नसेल नेचरमध्ये, ओके, किंवा ती परत परत होत नसेल, तर त्याकरता आपण जे प्लॅनिंग करतो दॅट इज अ सिंगल यूज प्लॅन. There are one-time plans like a special sale program, as it deals with who, what, where, how much of an activity. Okay, so they are given the example one time plan like a special cell program. Okay, now this special cell program, when you are going to just design this special cell, you need to find out the answer for this. First is who, then is what. Okay, then you need to find out where you need to implement that, and then how to implement it. Okay, and with how much quantity, how much of the activity. Okay, so these five functions are required, or these five questions are necessary to design the single use plan. Okay, as they are one time plan, just like during Diwali seasons some automobile companies are giving the discount on their sales or something, so there are the special sale program. Okay, now they are going to target the customers. Okay, so for what purpose they are going to target, where they are going to target, which market they need to target, how they need to target it, and for how many quantity of the vehicles they need to target it, these answers are going to be just find out by asking these questions. A budget is another examples of single use plan. Okay, second type of single use plan is a budget, because budget can be used only for one financial year. A budget is another example of single use plan because it predicts the source and amount of income. Also it predicts how much they are going to use for specific project. Okay, as the project is going to be accomplished only within that particular time period, so the project is not going and to occur repeatedly. So whatever the budget you are going to make for the project, that is also example of the single use plan. Then next one that you are going to discuss is the continuous or ongoing plan. They are usually made once and retain their value over the period of years while undergoing the periodic revision and updates. Okay, so basically these continuing or ongoing plans are going to design only one time. Plans are going to be made once and they are going to retain their value over the period of time. Only what you are going to do over there, we are going to make certain revisions and updates. We are going to revise the plan based on the conditions, market condition and all these things, and these are called as the recurring plan. Okay, so they are called as recurring, these are continuously. Okay, second type of plans are called as the tactical plan. Okay, these are tactical plans are designed or these developed by the middle level manager. Now, what the middle level manager will do, with reference to the strategic plans which are designed by the top level management, by considering the strategic plan, they will develop the tactical plans. Tactical plans are concerned with the shorter time frames and narrower scope than the strategic plan. Okay, so comparatively the time frame and the scope of this tactical plan is small as compared to the strategic plan. So normally tactical plans duration is up to 3 years. Okay, and more strategic plan. These plans usually span 1 year or less because they are considered short-term goals. Okay, the maximum duration can be 3 years. Okay, but normally they can be from 1 years or sometimes they are less than 1 years also. As these are called as the short-term plans. Long-term goals, on the other hand, can take several years or accomplish several years or more to accomplish. If I have the long-term goal, then the long-term goals will require definitely long amount of time. Okay, so now if your goal is that you want to be selected as a mm, say Indian Air Force or somewhere, you want to just work as a CEO of an organization, Chief Executive Officer. Okay, that is your long-term goal. That is your long-term goal. This cannot be accomplished within a year. तुम्हाला एखाद्या ऑर्गनायझेशनचं ओनर व्हायचं आहे किंवा सीईओ व्हायचं आहे. ओके, सीईओ होण्याकरता तुम्हाला एखाद्या मल्टीनॅशनल कंपनीला एका दिवसामध्ये किंवा एका वर्षामध्ये होणारी ती गोष्ट नाहीये. तर तो तुमचा लॉंग टर्म गोल असेल. शॉर्ट टर्म गोल काय आहे, यू नीड टू क्लिअर युअर डिग्री विथ द फर्स्ट क्लास. Okay, that is your short term goal. Or you want to be selected in the organization as a trainee engineer, that is your short term goal. Or you want to go for the reputed engineering college in the direct second year, so that is your short term goal. Okay, so short term goal can be accomplished within a years or less than that time, but long term goals requires the more time, several years to accomplish. Normally it is the middle manager. So remember over here, tactical plans are designed by the middle managers. It is the responsibility of the middle level manager to take the board strategic plan and identify the specific tactical action. Okay, so they need to consider, they need to just go through the strategic plan. and from the strategic plan they need to identify the specific tactical action. Okay, and the next type of plan is called as the strategic plan. A strategic plan is the outline of the steps designed with the goals of the entire organization as a whole in mind. Okay, rather than the goal of specific division or department. This is very important over here. Strategic plan does not be related to a single or specific department. They will consider complete organization, entire organization. Okay, it will consider the goal of the entire organization, what the organization want to achieve. Okay, so these plans scope is very large. The scope of this plan is very large and their duration is also more. The duration may go from 3 years, 5 years to 20 years also. A strategy is a complete and all inclusive plan for achieving said objective. Okay, so what is the strategy? So it is a complete and all inclusive plan for achieving the said objective, whatever the objective which is set by the top level management. Okay, how to achieve that objective, that can be defined in the strategic plan. Strategic plans, in strategic plan we establish the long term objective, vision and mission. So what is going to be just consider in the strategic plan? We are going to consider the long term objective, what the organization want to achieve over the period of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like that. Then what is the vision, what is the mission, define future decision, select specific course of action, and allocate necessary resources. So, what is the future that you are going to decide over there? We are going to select the specific course of action to achieve that future target, and we are going to allocate the necessary resources which are required to implement that plan. The strategic plans are made up at top level management. Who is going to make the strategic plan? The top level management will make the strategic plan. Okay, and the last type of plans are called as the contingency plan. Contingency plans involve identifying the alternative course of actions that can be implemented if when the original plan is not adequate due to changing circumstances. Okay, so when you are going to use the contingency plan is also called as the emergency plan or it is called as the backup plan. ओके, जसं आपण प्लॅनिंग करताना ऑलरेडी एक बॅकअप प्लॅन ठेवलेला असतो आपण, तसंच काय करतोय की एखादा प्लॅन जर माझा नाही झालंय, सो इन दॅट केस आय मस्ट हॅव द बॅकअप प्लॅन. ओके, सो वॉट इफ माय ओरिजिनल प्लॅन डज नॉट work. Okay, now what are the chances, because whatever we are going to do the planning by forecasting the future, or we are going to just do the planning by predicting the future, and our predictions are not 100% true. Okay, so whatever the planning I am going to do may not always work. Sometimes it may not work because of the changing circumstances, that my circumstances are go on changing, because my organizations is already working in the dynamic environment, and the environment is going to be influenced by the socio-economic factor, political factors, and lot of things. A climate change may be there. So this will directly or indirectly will affect on my working of the organization, and when that will affect the working of organization, whatever the planning you are done, that planning does not work. Okay, so in that case we must have the backup plan or contingency plan. Success of any works always depend on the degree of adaptation, its flexibility. Now, say we already discussed that success, for the success we need to be flexible. If you are going to be rigid, then you are going to be broken down. So but if you are flexible, then you are not going to be suddenly broken down. You can just make yourself in such a manner that you can adapt to any situation as well as any condition, because those conditions are always changing. So if you have the flexibility, then only you are able to sustain in the organization. If you are not able to flexible, then it is quite difficult for you to sustain. Your organization does not sustain in the changing organization. Okay, so for that purpose, what is there? You should be adaptable, your degree of adaptation, your flexibility, and third one is the efficient handling of the changing condition. How efficiently you are going to handle the changing condition? These three things will define your subject, or these three things we have say find out the chances of your success over there. Means degree of adaptation will, you should be open to adoption. Whatever the changes are there, you should be always open to just accept those changes. You should be flexible enough to mold yourself as per the requirement of the external factors, and how efficiently you are going to just handle the changing conditions. These three things. Okay, this is the say law of nature. Okay, if the species is adapting the situation or changes, then only it will exist, otherwise the species will just vanishes. Okay, so in case of any deviation in implementing any plan, the supervisor need keeping all option open approach at all the time. So basically a supervisor should always keep all the options open. Okay, so that his chances of success in the business are go on increasing. Okay, so what is your approach? The supervisor's approach should be what? Keeping all options open. Okay, then planning activities, detailing and following of each steps. Function of planning by the supervisor. An organization strategies plan always define its long-term goal and mission. Okay, so is it clear that what are the types of plans that you are going to discuss? What is the use of contingency plan? What is the use of contingency plan? Ajit, what is the use of contingency plan? Bhushan, Sakshi, Vaishnavi, Akshada, Kunal, listen only Rupesh. Okay, so basically contingency plans are used in case of emergency, or they are the backup plans. If your existing plan does not work in due to the changing circumstances or changing scenario, then at that time we require certain backup plan. Okay, so for that purpose, whatever the plans we are going to use, these are called as contingency plan, emergency plan, or these are called as the backup plan. Okay, so you must have always a backup plan. Okay, because when you are going to do the planning at that time, we don't know the futures. We are simply predicting the futures, and our predictions are not always 100% correct. So, when you are going to predict the future, there might be some chances that your prediction may be wrong. Okay, and in that scenario, your plan does not work. Now, the most of the organizations have designed their plan. Is there any organization I predicted that the corona may going to happen in the India also, and that because of this my business will collapse like this one? No one is thinking, because no one is able to predict the future 100% accurately. Okay, or we cannot predict that there may be earthquake or there may be floods or something. Okay, so if some things are going to be happen, you should always have the backup plan. In case of failures of your original plan, the backup plan must work in that scenario, in that scenario. Okay, so planning activities, detailing and following of each steps. Function of planning by supervisor. An organization strategic plan always define its long-term goal and mission. We must define the necessary daily operations and participation groups to achieve these goals. Okay, so as a supervisor, what is your role? As a supervisor, your role is what? You have to define the necessary daily operation. What are the daily operation which are going to be carried out in the industries? And what are these? Who are the responsible person for carrying out these functions? Participating groups to achieve these goals. That is, we must do operational planning. Okay, as a supervisor, you have to do the operational planning. Okay, why you need to do the operational planning? Because you are responsible for carrying out the, or just making the things happen from the workers. You are responsible for that achievement of the targets. Supervisor plays an important role in the function and success of such operational planning. Okay, what are the roles and responsibilities of supervisor while planning activities? So the first role of supervisor is what? Planning and organizing. So supervisor basic role is to plan the daily work schedule of the worker by guiding them the nature of their work. Okay, so this is the first work of supervisor, that he need to find. make a schedule of daily work. What is the daily work done by the workers? Okay, and he has to guide them how to do the work. What is the nature of their work? He divide the work among the worker as per their skill, knowledge, interest, and aptitude. And this is the most important thing. Supervisor should divide the work among the workers as per their skill, okay, their knowledge, their interest, and their aptitude. ओके, सुपरवायझरने जे वर्क कसं डिवाइड करायचं आहे वर्करमध्ये, त्यांची स्किल काय आहे, कुठला each and everyone has certain different skills, so you have to find out the skill set. So you have to first make the skill matrix of all the workers which are available in under your team. Okay, so then you need to just find out the knowledge, whether he is knowledgeable, means it has the, you need to first divide the workers among two groups, skilled worker and unskilled worker, and again categorize the worker based on their skill matrix, then knowledge, then interest, whether the worker is interested in doing this job. Some workers are interested in planning, some workers are interested in companies that are repetitive nature, some workers are always try to find out the challenging works. So you need to find out the interest and the aptitudes, all these, and then only as per there you need to assign the work, because if you are going to assign the work as per their interest, definitely the results are very good. Okay, but if you are not going to assign the work as per the interest of the worker, they output you are expecting from that workers may not be as per your requirement, okay, or as per your expectation. The workers are simply doing their work for the sake of completing the activity. Then next, provision of working condition. A supervisor plays an important role in physical environment in the factory. Okay, so supervisor should provides the physical a good working conditions or good working environment in the factory. He looks at the arrangement of physical resources like machines, material at right places. These are the two most important things. Your machine should be at right place, your material should be at right place. So that when you're going to perform the motion studies, so while you're going to perform the motion studies, you come to know what is the time required for completion one particular task. And if the position of these machines and material is proper, then the time required will be definitely somewhat low. Okay, so your definitely output will go on increasing. This role is to provide the proper seating place. Okay, what is the role of supervisor though is there? He has to provide the proper seating place to the employee worker. Ventilation should be proper, adequate lighting should be there, drinking water facilities must be there. Okay, so these are the things which the workers needs. Okay, so when they are relaxed over there, then definitely the output is of good quality. The supervisor is responsible for providing healthy and hygienic condition to the workers. Okay, so now my supervisor is the responsible to provide the healthy and hygienic condition to the worker, because when the conditions are healthy and hygienic, then definitely the output of the worker will go on increasing. Okay, if adequate light is not there, then the worker may not be able to concentrate properly and his efficiency will decreases. If proper ventilation is not there, then he will feel suffocated. Okay, and that will definitely just affect the efficiency of the worker. So ventilation, adequate lighting, these are the proper things, and proper sitting place is also important. Leadership and guidance. A supervisor is a leader of worker under his guidance. Okay, so supervisor is a leader. He leads the workers and influence them to work to their best. Okay, what is the function of the supervisor? He need to lead the worker, he need to just motivate the worker, he need to influence the worker, and just accomplish the tasks which are given to them with the best results. Okay, the guide he guide the worker by fixing daily production target. He is supposed to fix the daily production targets that the worker is supposed to just complete the 10 jobs per day, 20 jobs per day, or like that one. But the target should be achievable. The target should not be unrealistic. If you are going to give the unrealistic target that a single worker has to say a normally a worker is going to produce 10 jobs per day, and if you are giving them the target, you have to perform the 100 jobs per day or produce the 100 jobs per day. This is unrealistic and unachievable target. Okay, because his the rate of production anywhere in the industry as per industry and is 10 or 20, at the max, and you are not supposed to give the unrealistic target at 100 or something. So if you are going to give the fixed targets, and that should be a achievable and realistic target, then definitely that will give them the proper motivation. Okay, and after achieving the target, you need to appreciate the worker in front of all these things. Okay, so when you are going to appreciate the workers, or if you are going to just after completion of this task with the good quality, if you are going to relieve these workers earlier, then definitely that will get motivated. Okay, so there are different types of motivation. Always monetary motivation does not work. You need to find out which kind of motivation. Sometimes we are going to just relieve the worker 2 hours earlier as per his job time, then also he will get satisfied. Okay, so that he will spend his time. Or sometimes you are going to provide some movie ticket or something. Okay, then also he will get motivated because he are going to take the time to spend with his family. So such type of motivations are going to be used in the industry. Okay, so you are also supposed to find out the different types of motivation and motivate the employee as per their requirement, as per their say satisfaction level. We provide an instruction and guidelines to worker for achieving the given target. Now definitely when you are giving the targets, so you need to provide the instruction how to achieve the target. What are the guidelines? If you are going to follow these guidelines, you are going to follow these SOPs. SOP means your standard operating procedure. Okay, so if you are going to find out the instruction, give the proper instruction, proper guidelines, then the worker will definitely achieve the targets. Okay, motivation. A supervisor plays an important role by providing different incentives to the worker to perform better. Okay, so what is the role of supervisor? A supervisor plays an important role. How? By providing different incentives to the worker to perform better. It will motivate them to work better and efficiently for the next given work. For the next given work. Okay, so when you are going to give the proper motivation, what is going to be happen? It will motivate them to work better. Okay, so the motivation, just we have discussed, it may be monetary benefits, or it may be a psychological benefits also. Just you are giving some appreciations, or like this one, he can offer different types of incentive to the worker, that is monetary and non-monetary. So this is very important over here. There are two types of benefits. One is the monetary benefits, and second one is the non-monetary incentives are there. Okay, the next one is the controlling. So if you want to achieve the targets, then this is the very important things, motivation. Okay, if your team is properly motivated, then you can accomplish what is seems to be impossible. Okay, what is seems to be impossible, that can be achieved if you are going to be properly motivate your workers or employees. Okay, so sometimes when you are going to say impossible words, okay, so some managers or some supervisors will motivate the workers by giving them different types of monetary benefits, non-monetary benefits, sometimes simply by motivating them in the different manners, such like impossible itself consist of I am possible, like this one. So simply sometimes word also motivate. Okay, so not always your currency or your monetary benefit works. Sometimes your good works also give the expected results. Controlling is an important function performed by the supervisor. Okay, it involves recording the actual performance with respect to the given time schedule. So when you are going to say controlling, what is the controlling? In controlling, there are four steps. The first step is what? I will record the actual performance with respect to the given time schedule. We are given the time schedule, and with that time schedule you are supposed to perform the 10 jobs. Okay, so if you perform 9 jobs, then I will record it. So in 8 hours you have performed 9 jobs. So this is the actual performance with respect to the given time schedule. Then checking the progress of work. In second step, what you are going to do, we will check what is the progress of work over there. Okay, so this is the second step of this one, checking the progress of work. Then we will find out the deviations. Is there any deviations? And find out the solution for eliminating the deviations. Okay, so deviation means what? If your actual performance is not as per the standard. Okay, so what is my standard? I am supposed to perform 10 tasks per 8 hour. Okay, for 8 hours. Okay, we are within 8 hours. I have to perform the 10 tasks within 8 hours, but I am not able to perform 10 tasks. Instead of that, I have performed 9 tasks within 8 hours. So there is a deviation of minus 1. Okay, so this deviation means what? There is something which is required to be correct. Okay, either the procedure is required to be corrected, or I need some extra training. Okay, something is going to be wrong, and because of this I am not able to accomplish my target. My target is a 10 job, but I have achieved only 9 job over there. So how to just find out the deviation? The deviation you can easily find out. Then you need to find out the solution, why this deviation will occur. Okay, so you need to do the observation over here. Now why the worker is not able to accomplish the given task, okay, or given target. Okay, and when you are going to observe that, you need to give some instruction. If you are going to follow these steps, then your target may get achieved. So you need to find out the root cause of that problem, and by finding out the solution for the root cause, you can eliminate the deviations. Next time the target is 10 and the workers are also achieve the uh, actual performance of 10, so your deviation becomes 0 over there. Okay, if not independently solved, reporting it to the top management. And basically what happened, all the problems are not going to be solved at your level. So in that case, you need to report those problems to the top management. Okay, then they will find out the solution for this one. When linking pin, a supervisor is a linking pin between management and worker. So as we already discussed, a supervisor is a only source, okay, or only a connecting link between the management and the worker. He communicates the policies of the management to the worker. What is his role? So in downward communication, he will communicate the policies, procedures from management to the workers. Okay, and in case of upward communication, his role is to passes the instruction to the worker on behalf of the management. Sorry, in the downward communication, he need to communicate the policies to the worker. He need to pass the instruction given by the instruction to the worker given by the management. Also, he need to just make some he need to just forward certain complaints or suggestions from workers to the management. This is your upward communication. In case of upward communication, the communication go from worker towards the management, and in that communication there may be suggestions, there may be complaints, there may be a problems. So he has to just select. Okay, he has a close contact with the worker and interact the problems, complaints, suggestion to the management. So a supervisor has to perform two duties. He is the only bidirectional channel. Okay, a supervisor is only the bidirectional channel between the management and worker. Through supervisor, the information will flow from management to the worker as well as from worker to the management. Grievance handling. The supervisor can handle the grievance of worker efficiently or effectively. Okay, for this he has to do the thing. He should be in direct touch with the worker. When you are going to handle the grievance properly, when you are in direct touch with the worker or someone who has certain grievance, he should win the confidence of worker by solving their problems. When you are going to win the confidence of someone, when you are going to help him. Okay, तुम्हाला एखादा when you are going to win the confidence of someone, एखाद्याचा तुम्हाला विश्वास केव्हा जिंकता येईल किंवा एखाद्याचा विश्वास तेव्हा तुम्हाला प्राप्त करता येईल जेव्हा तुम्ही त्याचं काहीतरी काम केलं, त्याला काहीतरी सोल्युशन प्रोव्हाइड केलं. सो यू शुड विन द कॉन्फिडन्स ऑफ वर्कर बाय सॉल्विंग देअर प्रॉब्लेम. वेन यू आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लेम्स ऑफ द वर्कर, डेफिनेटली यू विल विन देअर कॉन्फिडन्स. ओके, ही शुड कन्सिडर वर्कर प्रॉब्लेम ऑन द ह्युमिटेरियन ग्राउंड्स. ओके, वर्करचे जे काही प्रॉब्लेम्स असतील, ओके, त्याला ह्युमिटेरियन ग्राउंड्सवर तुम्हाला कन्सिडर करायचे. Okay, as a human being, workers have certain problems and you need to consider these problems. If he cannot tackle it independently, definitely, as we have discussed, all the problems cannot be solved or tackled by the supervisor himself. So he can take the advice of the management to solve it. Okay, so he can take the advice of the management, take the help and advice of the management to solve those problems. Okay, then next one is the reporting. Supervisor has an important role of reporting about the cost, output, performance, quality, and any factor which is responsible for increasing the productivity. Okay, supervisor ला काय करायचंय, रिपोर्टिंग करायची. Who is to whom we are going to report? he is going to report to the management. About what? About the cost, about the output, okay, about the performance, about the quality, and about whatever other factors which may be. For what purpose? For increasing the productivity. For increasing the productivity. Okay, so supervisor must report to the top management or the management, immediate management, how to increase the productivity and what are the factors which are required for increasing the productivity. Sometimes we need to invest in the machinery, so the cost factor will involve. Sometimes we need to increase the output. If my industry is working only for 12 hours, if I'm going to increase the working hours, my output will go on increasing. Sometimes we need to increase the performance. For improving the performance, we need to provide the special training to the workers. Okay, so that need to be informed. Sometimes we need to improve the quality. So for that purpose also we require to provide the say training, as well as we need to just change some machinery, buy some advanced machinery that is need to be reported to the management. Introducing new work method, a supervisor has to curious to know about the external environment of market and competition present. Okay, so supervisor must be curious. Curiosity is the inherent property. Okay, but what happened over the period of time, your curiosity go on decreasing. When you are small kid, at that time you are very curious, or we are very curious. Not you are, but we are. When we are small kid, at that time we are very curious. We want to know about each and every things. But as we go on increasing, okay, as we grow, what happen, we are not always getting the answer of all the questions. Okay, sometimes when you're going to repeatedly ask questions to your parents, to friends or something, what they are going to do, they are not going to answer all questions. Sometimes they are going to what the rubbish questions you are going to ask, so your curiosity is going to be depressed. Okay, so what happened over the period of time, your curiosity go on decreasing, and then your curiosity is there, then you will learn more and more things. Okay, so it is the inherent property which is present in everyone, but as we grow, this curiosity is depressed. Okay, or this curiosity is going to be reduced to certain extent. So a supervisor must have the curiosity. We can initiate this also. Now Google is there, a number of things are there, we can just ask to anyone without writing of that what the person will think about me. Okay, so a supervisor should be curious about the external environment, what is going to be happen in the external environment of the market, and what is the competitions or the competition scenario over there, so he can innovate the various techniques of production. He can shift the workers. So basically, if he were to find out the what are the various techniques of production, what are the different techniques used by the different competitor in the markets, what are the new things which are coming into the markets, he can shift the workers into fresh schedule whenever possible. He can also try his best to keep improving the physical environment around the workers. This is very important. If the physical environment is good, then definitely your output will increases. As a result, organization will have higher productivity, high morale among workers, satisfying working condition, improving human relations, higher profit, and high stability. So when you are going to do this one as a supervisor, the output of this one are these. What are the outputs? Your productivity increases, the employees are highly motivated. Okay, the work satisfying working conditions are there, and the human relation among the peoples, workers, supervisor, manager go on increasing. Okay, healthy relations are there, as well as the organization profit also increases and stability is there. Okay, so the workers are not going to just resign from their job frequently. Okay, as everyone knows that he has to work for the sake of earning money. Okay, and at the same time organizations also require the manpower. जसं आपल्याला जॉबची गरज आहे तसंच ऑर्गनायझेशनला मॅनपॉवरची गरज आहे. ओके, जर तो आणि माणूस जॉब का सोडतो, you are going to resign if the working conditions are not proper over there. Okay, you are not going to be noticed, there are conflicts. Okay, there are biasing there. ओके, फेवरिझम असेल तर आपण तिचा जॉब रिझाईन करणार आहे. त्या केसमध्ये काय होईल, ऑर्गनायझेशनला कंटिन्युअस रिक्रुटमेंट प्रोसेस इम्प्लिमेंट करावं लागेल. नवीन एम्प्लॉई आले की त्यांना ट्रेनिंग द्यायचं वगैरे, हा बराच पिरियड निघून जातो. सो इन दॅट केस इफ युअर वर्किंग कंडिशन्स आर गुड, human relations are good, then definitely the stability go on increasing. Enforcing discipline. A supervisor can undertake many steps to maintain discipline. Okay, so we need to do the many steps. The supervisor is supposed to take the steps for implementing the discipline. It can be in the form of regulating checks and measures, strictness in the orders, keeping an account of general discipline in the factory, implementing penalties and punishment for the indisciplined worker. Okay, so these are some measures we need to take while if you want to implement the or enforce the discipline. The first is what you need to regulate the checks and measure. You need to continuously check the performance. You need to measure the performance. Strictness in the order. Your order should be strict. If you are not going to do this, then you are to suffer from such type of actions. Their legal action or some actions are going to be taken against you. Keeping an account of general discipline of the factory. Okay, and implementing penalties. You need to implement penalties. You need to give certain punishment for the indisciplined workers. All these above steps helps in improving the overall discipline of the factory. Okay, so these are the some points that we have discussed today.